if you're LeBron James and your son is on a team, there's only two real roads that makes for a great story, finishing story.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about you finish your hair here, right? Or you get traded back to Cleveland and have your farewell tour with your son on the team and y'all doing this together. There was a legacy started and then there has to be an end of it, right? And for the most part, the best ending was Michael Jordan.
Gilbert Arenas talks about the Lakers being done with LeBron and LeBron ending his career with the Cavs. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
What is LeBron really saying by saying, I ain't got nothing to talk about right now?
I mean, fully and Bronny's, aren't you?
You got nothing to talk about.
I'm a LeBron favorite. You speak
I mean,
you are rich.
You can look at it both ways. You can look at like, y'all are creating these narratives. So, I never had to address, am I going to be playing, the next season? I opted in. So what are we having a conversation about because of the narratives that y'all are running? Or you can look at it the other way. Like, I'm still trying to make my moves and there's nothing that needs to be discussed until those moves are being made. Right? So you can sit on the fence on either way, because if you didn't like the rumors, I guess you could easily just come out and say, this shit ain't true. I'm playing next year and stop all the madness. And obviously you're not doing that. So,
yeah, why not do that if you're LeBron? You can easily stop these rumors. You can be like, I want to play out my year with the Lakers and we'll address it in 2026. He's done it before. He's addressed certain things, but he's putting out these certain narratives as well. Rich Paul talking about he still wants to win and all that stuff, which is cool. As an agent, you got to do what you got to do as far as your client. But with Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, and LeBron, they like to put out these narratives. LeBron posted up in the middle of the summer where there's a lot of talks about you either being on the Lakers, retiring. You post a picture of you at the CAVS facility. Even though you've been working out there since you entered the league, you knew what that was going to do to the media. So he's trying to play chess, trying to play games with the media. The media's playing games with him as well, and he doesn't like it. He's frustrated. He doesn't want to talk about it, even though he can easily debunk all of the rumors.
It just probably still looks like he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do and how he's going to do it.
So also according to the report, basically saying that the Lakers have basically said, without saying, that this will be LeBron's last season with the Lakers, whether he likes it or not. So if he wants to announce that this is his final season in the league, he would get that farewell tour.
I'm just going to go on a hunch here. Him not opting out and signing 2 more years, and he just opted into this, it just seems like this might be his last year.
Yeah.
Period. Not with the Lakers, or period. We don't know, so.
Yeah, this could be LeBron's last year. It's looking like it. Even though Bryce, he'll be eligible to enter the league in 2026. That could be a move as well to where, let me see where Bryce goes. Let me see if he decides to come out or if he stays in college. But it shouldn't be any pressure with Bryce coming out of college. You seen what happened with Bronny, the cardiac arrest thing. He was really supposed to stay in college for at least 2 to 3 years. He's starting to show some slight development in the G League and the Summer League, putting together some decent games. Imagine if Bronny was like this in college. Would have been great for him. But with the pressure of him having to leave college, LeBron wanted to play with him, Clutch Sports, pulling puppet strings to get him on the Lakers. He had to do what he had to do. So, again, we'll see what happens in 2026. I think he may try to run the table and try to play another season, but that depends on if Bryce is going to be in the NBA.
You know what I mean? It's right now all we can go is he didn't opt in and do the 2-year deal like he usually does, and it's a 1-year deal, so
But he opts out, then essentially loses that no trade clause, opting into that $52.6 million no trade clause. Now he has a little bit more leverage, wiggle room. But point being that he didn't ask for an extension. Lakers didn't offer one. So
either way it go, I can't see him at no facet not announcing that this is his last year.
Yeah, no, he will announce it.
So that's what I mean. So
it's right when training camp starts. So.
Yeah, it will be either that or next year he's going to move on and play somewhere else next year, and whatever that case it will be. But yeah, no, we knew that. Like, we knew this, that they were moving on for the future. Like, it wasn't trading for Luka. That's obvious. Like, that is not.
Yeah.
That is not like, it wasn't a secret. Like, it's just.
And I'm saying he wasn't necessarily mad about the trade, but would have liked to have been informed a little bit sooner than it happened. Obviously, it was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
But why?
You ain't got leverage like that.
I'm saying, like, if we moving on, if this is the younger.
Yeah, I always thought LeBron, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, I thought they knew everything in the NBA. My thinking was they knew this trade was going to happen right before everybody else, before Anthony Davis for sure. But maybe they wanted to know about this weeks and months in advance. Who knows about the specifics and the particulars? But either way, you're not controlling the NBA anymore. The NBA is ready to move forward. Clutch Sports, they got a lot of power within the NBA because they got a lot of major talent signed to their roster, signed to their agency. So, of course, Rich Paul, he would know a lot what's going on in the NBA, even though LeBron, he wants to put his hands up like, that's not my concern. I don't care. Think about it. If Clutch Sports is pretty much running sports right now, especially the NBA, with their major talent and their B-plus level talent, if LeBron James wants talent on the Lakers or on his team, of course he's going to reach out to Rich Paul. He'll be able to make some moves. So it's all about networks and connections, especially when he gets to this level of sports. So either way, LeBron, he wants to know things in advance, but they're starting to phase him out. The Lakers, they know their main focal point is signing Luka Doncic. They need him to sign that extension. They have to lock Luka in because you end up losing LeBron next season. And then Luka, he may be like, you know what? He may be like, this franchise is being ran crazy. Let me get up out of here. So you don't want to take Luka for granted like you think everything is in the bag with him. Lock Luka in and figure out everything else second.
LeBron, and of course, but this is not, he on his way out the door, so they don't feel the need to inform or consult in these manners.
It ain't happening. Right? It's time to move on.
You got one more year on your deal. Whether you want to be here or not, you got one more year with us.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you think he deserves that level of respect, though, to be consulted?
No matter what I think,
I'm just asking.
I don't.
Based on bringing the Lakers back to relevancy, bringing the championship.
If he was going to be part of the future, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this situation, no, because it's like personally, I want to know like what the like I've been here, I'm blood, sweat, and tears, I'm this, but now the reality of it is. Like, it's just, he's not a part of the future here. We appreciate your time here, and we got a championship to hang up because of you. And, hey, wham, bam. Thank you, man.
Have a new boo now.
I'm talking about?
Too.
She cooked, she clean. Man, like
she's like a younger version of you.
Just younger,
Just without the defense.
You know what I'm talking about? That's all.
So, Shaq, what's your read on this whole situation? Just from the standpoint, I also just want to point out that both Luka and LeBron's camps have said this hasn't impacted their relationship. Still a tremendous amount of respect for each other. LeBron understands the nature of these circumstances, but has never been in this position before.
See, but see, of course there's a mutual level of respect. I mean, see, this is wordplay, right? Yeah, there's still a mutual level of respect for one another.
I'm vesseling. I'm a
like
vesseling.
no shit. Like he respected before he got there. Like he gonna change his respect because he leaving and they moving on from him. Like nah, like.
Yeah, he's just a little salty. He hasn't been at this point in his career to where teams are moving on from him. The media, they're starting to move on from him. This kind of reminds me of the whole Drake thing where the industry is turning their back on him. The NBA, they're not really turning their back on LeBron. They just don't want to really deal with LeBron anymore. You're about to be 41 years old. You're really not at that point to where you're a new player in the NBA first few years. You're at the height of your career. They're pretty much preparing for LeBron James' exit and retirement. So he hasn't been in these waters before. This is new territory for LeBron. He's not the main point of contact with teams anymore, especially the Lakers, the team he's on. So he feels a little salty, like Kenyon saying, just a lot of wordplay, word salad. Of course, there's mutual respect. I went to the Lakers for a reason because I respected that franchise and wanted to be out in the LA area to handle business off the court. So yeah, they're going to make it seem one way, but LeBron, he feels salty. There's something going on between him and the Lakers, and it's just a matter of time until more reports come out.
Yeah, he don't got to like this. Yeah, we still can respect it and respect him for his craft and what he's done since a young fella come into this league. Like LeBron has always shown that for his peers. So this can be no different. The situation is, it's just more personal. Oh, my bad.
Nah, that makes sense. When niggas don't have the flu and hit that motherfucker for game winner and walk off with 6 of them, I don't really want to. It's just different. So when you walk off with that 6, you be good. Until then.
So you got to really think about just players at the end of their careers, they're more humanized than they were before, right? They're more acceptable to, their peers, fans, what's the name? So if you're LeBron James and your son is on a team, there's only two real roads that makes for a great story, finishing story.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about you finish your hair here, right? Or you get traded back to Cleveland and have your farewell tour with your son on the team and y'all doing this together. There was a legacy started and then there has to be an end of it, right? And for the most part, the best ending was Michael Jordan, right? When you're talking about a guy who finished on a championship with a game winner, like, you finished your career in like the best way you can finish some, right? And I mean, you came back for business-wise, but if you're a Jordan fan or a basketball fan, you erasing those 2 years anyway, right? You just
You were not counting those.
you don't count them anyway. Like if we can erase, if a Jordan fan is allowed to erase those, trust me, they would.
They do.
Yeah, then because now
The Last Dance was not in
They
DC.
didn't play for the Wizards.
Yeah. So now, now the resume becomes even more impressive if you take those with. Even though there's stats there, we don't want that because the way he finished. So the way LeBron finishes his career is probably just as important as the beginning. So
Yeah, LeBron finishing his career with Cleveland, it'll be a sight to see. It'll be a good little media story. But is he going to do like a one-day contract just to retire? A lot of players do that. Or is he going to try to force a trade there? Do they really want to trade 2 to 3 players to match contracts with LeBron in order to get him from the Lakers? $52 million is a lot, especially for a 41-year-old that's pretty much going to retire any given season within the next year or two. So they would rather sign him on the open market when he becomes a free agent. I think that's what LeBron has to do. He's just going to have to lock in. He may have to semi-address what's going on just to quiet the noise, do what he got to do, go all out with the Lakers, see if he can win something. And then the 2026 offseason, the talks are going to ramp back up. Is he going back to Cleveland? Is he going to the Mavs? So this is just the beginning of talks when it comes to LeBron, but he can easily debunk it and be like, I want to stay with the Lakers. We'll figure things out next season. I want to, make my main focus trying to win. But LeBron wants the attention. He loves the attention and all the media talks. But LeBron ending his career in Cleveland would be cool. But is Bronny a part of the deal as well? If they trade LeBron, is Bronny going to have to be included? If LeBron James signs with the Cavs outright as a free agent, are they going to try to work on a trade with Bronny? Can't follow your pops everywhere. At the end of the day, he going to have to retire and you're going to have to resume your play in the NBA. So I don't know what's going to happen moving forward with Bronny's future with LA once LeBron leaves.
if he does leave, I only see for the story, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
If he goes back to Cleveland, and now you got those fans, that's 41 home games that they get to embrace you, right? Then you get to go on the road and do your farewell, and you kind of get appreciated, right? Being a Laker and then going back to Cleveland for the one time.
But does he want to retire as a Laker or retire as a Cavalier?
Knowing him, I mean,
I feel like the way he came in, doing it his way, I think he going.
Would you want to? I mean, like if you're
or
him,
a Maverick.
No, if him, would you rather
Or a Maverick.
finish a Laker or would you rather finish a Cleveland Cavalier? That's
Yeah.
That's where your statue's gonna go. It's all.
Yeah, if you put it that way, what Gil just said, yeah, finishing out your career in Cleveland probably would be the best bet for LeBron. But again, it's going to have to become in free agency. They don't want to trade everybody or one of their main players just to get a LeBron, just for it to make sense. The Lakers, they may have a huge asking price for LeBron just to be petty. Like, he may waive his no trade clause and he may work with the Lakers, but they may want something in return just so they don't have a season to where, okay, it is what it is. We'll figure it out next season. If you got Luka that's not injured, that's finally in shape, you don't want to just have a season that just doesn't count. So if there's a trade happening with LeBron, players are going to have to really be good enough to entice the Lakers as well. They're going to have to work together, LeBron and the Lakers, if a trade becomes a possibility. If you're LeBron, play out the year with the Lakers, address it in the offseason, try to go to Cleveland, and finish out your career that way. That may be the best story for LeBron, his last dance. He'll have a statue outside that building. He may have one outside the Lakers building, who knows? But yeah, either way, LeBron, he ain't going nowhere this season. I don't think it's going to happen. These are the media talks that happen in the summertime. There's nothing going on in the NBA right now. So the media, they're loving this right now. We got something to talk about until September and October. So we'll see what happens moving forward with LeBron and the Lakers.